Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today we're checking out a retractable car charger made by JOYROOM. When I first took it out, I noticed that this part right here is aluminum, so that's metal right here, and this is like an ABS type plastic over here, and it feels very solid. It's not loose or anything like that. It feels substantial. You know, the build quality feels good. And then here is where the magic happens. So there is a USB-C, USB-A. Now it also has these cords that retract out, and they're flat. They're the flat type. You can pull them out, and then they stop, and then you pull it back in. So it's a pretty traditional retractable type system here. So yeah, they go out fairly far, and then they go back in. So there is the USB-C. And then this is the like the Apple connection here that I think they don't use that anymore. So the USB-C for modern phones will be the ones that most devices will have. But this one, you know, still people have phones or tablets. Like I have a tablet that uses this, and then my phone uses this. And then USB-A is commonly used. So you can plug in a charger here, a charge cable, or you can plug in here. So whether you use the retractable or the inputs there, it's very useful for pretty much anybody. And the cables are out of the way when you're not using it. That's one thing about having a cable in your car is that when you're not using it, it's just like in the way, and you have to coil it up or find a place for it, or just leaving it, you know, lying around in your vehicle, you know, just becomes a hassle. So having the retractable system here, you can pull it out, use it, and then when you're finished, just pull it back in, like so. And then it's out of the way, and there's not a big mess, and everything's self-contained. So you have these two cables, you have the inputs here. Yeah, pretty cool. When it's plugged in, it has a little backlight. So you can see right here, that little blue finder light for the USB ports here. Here's an example of where it works well. So here is the charger, and you can see it has like a little angle to it, and you can make it just a little bit more like that in this particular case, because what I want to do is plug it into the power supply here, and I want to have it to where this is tilted up a little bit, so that way it's out of the way of the cup holders and stuff, and I can still access it very easily. And so all I have to do is I can plug in here, or I can pull out the appropriate cable and go ahead and charge my phone or my tablet. And then when I'm finished, I can retract it back in place like so. And it's completely out of the way. We don't have wires, spaghetti wires everywhere getting in the way. Because if let's say you have a wire, it's in the way, so you have to put it in this compartment, and then you have to take it back out, plug it in, and all that stuff. So this kind of eliminates that, and both the Apple connection and the USB-C connection here, it's very easy to get to, and it has plenty of length. So let's say we wanted to plug it in and hold it, or sit on the seat or whatever, or just put it in a different place. We can have enough room to handle that, and always very easy to retract right in, out of the way. So yeah, this is a really good example of where it works well. In this vehicle, while we do have USB connectivity right there, we still need a cable anyway. So with this device, when we go ahead and plug it in, like so, it's still out of the way. We can tilt it up once again to get out of the way if we want, but we can quickly access the cable here when we need it. Pull it out, charge the phone, and then when we're not using it, we're not always recharging the phone. We just retract it when we're not using it. So once again, even if we have the connectivity right there next to the power supply, we still don't have a cable. We have to have a cable, store it somewhere. It gets tangled, it gets in the bottom of the storage compartment, or it gets on the floor and it gets messed up. And also, the cables are expensive sometimes. So this one, having the cables and the ability to retract them, is nice. It looks good. It's out of the way. It looks neat compared to a bunch of spaghetti cables in the compartment. It looks a lot better. Just for fun, I'm going to charge 4 devices. one for each of these cables and one for each one of these outlets here. So let's start with the Apple device here. Go ahead and start with this one and plug it in. Alright, so that's charging. Now we go to the USB-C. Go ahead and pull it out there. And plug in this old phone. Get it charging. Alright, so now I have these headphones. Gonna plug those in and get those charging. So that's charging. Alright, so now I have a Geiger counter that needs to be charged. And so we use the regular old school USB-A port here. And make sure that's plugged in. Alright, so that's charging. This is charging, little status lights there. And we have this phone is charging. And this iPad is charging. So yeah, we can charge 4 things at the same time. It's a little bit of a mess with all the cables. But yeah, it's capable of doing that. Yeah, I prefer these retractable cables over this mess right here. This is much more tidy.
In a world where cables tangle and batteries die, one charger rises above the chaos, forged in the molten fires of consumer electronics. It is the JOYROOM three-in-one retractable charger. Down the highway, my phone's at 3%. GPS is dying, I'm starting to repent. I need some juice, I need it fast. And if I don't charge now, I won't last. Wait, who dares to challenge thee? Retractable cables extending with might, with 4 ports of power, turn darkness to light. Wait, who dares to challenge thee? A charger so mighty, it bends to my decree. Retractable cables extending with might, with 4 ports of power, turn darkness to light. Truck attack, probably, but still. No more tangled cables, no more despair. This charger's so hot it melts the cold night air. Double kick drums speed up, pure power metal chaos. Many have sought the charger, but few have wielded its power. Those who plug in are forever changed. The device's life forever. Plug it in, feel the power surge. The 69 watts of rage, let the electrons buzz. But no more low battery, no more fear. JOYROOM saves the day, let's crank into gear. As the road stretches onward and the devices remain at full charge, one legend shall stand above all. The JOYROOM Retractable Charger, a true hero in the age of